Good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar, where Smart and Polly will show you how to empower your employees with a great collaboration experience. We will explore how Smart and Polly solutions can support the needs of your workplace by enhancing web conferencing through Zoom and Microsoft Teams, as well as active collaboration. During the webinar, all participants will be on mute, so please use the chat box function at the bottom of the screens. We will be able to answer your questions during the webinar and at the question and answer session at the end. We also recommend that you use the side-by-side mode, which you can be accessed with the view option tab at the top of your page. I'm your host, Rick English. Today's joint webinar will host Nick Miller from Poly. He is the principal engineer, as well as Fraser Cousins, the global enterprise strategist. Over to you, Fraser.
Well, thank you so much, Rick. And I can't wait till we get through go through this presentation, because this is new, fresh material right off the presses of a joint survey done that we actually did with primary and organizations. And it's because we live in this unprecedented time of the nature of change of how work has really changed for us. And so what we actually did was, for the months of June and July, we had an open survey where we got new organizations that were, or any organizations that were impacted with significant change around knowledge workers working from home exclusively, and really polled them on what challenges did they have around their meetings of working from home alone. What is their thoughts around COVID-19 and the future of work in the workplace? Do they have a return to work plan, and what is the impact on the future of meeting spaces? And so we're going to actually unpack those results with you today, and then really talk about how hopefully some of those conclusions really help with driving a better answer for how we can really address the modern space with Poly and Smart. So let's begin. So the first major area I really want to concentrate on is that we asked all those organizations about their challenges, and then really two major challenges really came out with current meetings that are working from home exclusively. 37% of organizations really reported that they're really finding a significant change in unproductive meetings. This might be because web conferencing is absolutely necessary and fantastic for conversing modalities or information sharing meetings, but doesn't address all styles of meetings well, especially ones that require multiple tacit knowledge to be driving different areas, or perhaps problem solving modalities. And that might be somewhat related to the second area that we really found, is that 31% of organizations really cited a significant change of general misunderstanding. This might be the issues around being isolated, or really not having the full context of the knowledge workers. But we're really seeing there's a correlation with those same responders are really finding that there's a challenge around misunderstanding in those meetings. And so if we cut to what this means for now, is that the 83% of these organizations believe that this is truly the new normal. The next normal is that we will continue to work in a hybrid workplace, that knowledge workers will have the option per day to choose to either go into the office or go to their home to continue to work. The workplace is no longer a building. It instead is perhaps really needs to morph around it, and that's what organizations really are seeing a shift around. And when we think about their planning cycle, we actually ask them, so what is your plan for return to work? And most are citing that it requires a change for them for how they're going to receive new employees or employees back into the office. Where, in fact, a third of organizations today are citing that they have a definite plan for what that return to work looks like. A third have a plan that's in midst of a plan. So they're really beginning the planning processes, but they're not in a completed fashion. And about a third have not begun the planning process of what the return to work plan will look like. But what's common with all of those organizations is that 89% of those organizations are in search of a new tool, technology answer for how to be able to improve the workplace for getting better productive meetings, which really kind of leads to, well, Okay, well, what does that mean? What would the technology answers look like? And so we actually asked them that question. We asked the question, well, what tools are you searching for, and what's the new criteria look like? And so we had a wide set of answers that we really received on this area, but the top three really popped out, and so I want to share those with you. So the first, that probably not surprising, is 92% of respondents said that today's spaces must address the modern web conference. We are all, Zoom is now a verb. Teams is at an all-time high in regards to active users. And it's because we all use web conferencing to get through our day-to-day basis. It's really become not only a tool that we see in businesses and knowledge workers, but frankly is really proliferated all facets of our business. And it's no question that our spaces that we're trying to work require us to be able to do that, especially when we think of the knowledge workers that will have the option to work from home, which will augment the total amount of web conferences that will be happening. One thing you might not be thinking about, but from a short-term perspective, we heard 3/4 of organizations are considering that their return to work strategy must be fewer seats in their spaces and perhaps more spaces to allot. But they're also very significantly thinking about a contactless strategy. So how can I outfit a modern room without having the requirement to clean or be able to audit the clean process during that area? So how can I offer the option to my employees to be contactless? So we'll talk more on that later. And then thirdly, we really saw, this is perhaps answering the issue around general misunderstanding and challenge on productive areas, is that 60% are really citing that they really need, or the importance level around digital collaboration tools like brainstorming, like digital whiteboarding, like interaction is now a hard work requisite for my spaces. So what we're calling that is really the top three new criteria that people are really thinking about to really outfit those spaces. So that's why we're really here today. So Smart and Poly really help address the web conference, contactless, and digital collaboration in a way that we're going to be able to showcase that for you. Poly has significant innovations in both the audio and video space to really take advantage of the modern room. So we're all on the same page and really be linked up to not only just the open spaces, but also conference rooms to be able to unlock those capabilities with your web conference. And Smart really can help drive your strategy around your display, where we can take your content and move it forward on your digital collaboration strategy, as well as have the option to be able to address a contactless strategy. So why don't I unpack that a little bit further? So with Smart, we have an open conferencing architecture. What that means is we're agnostic to the web conference. We follow a standards-based approach that lets you work with your top hardware partners as well as your top web conferencing platforms to really unlock the capabilities of your meetings. And so what that means is you don't have to really choose between bring your own device or an appliance-based strategy for how you may want to conduct conferences in your meeting room. So imagine your meeting room might have a Microsoft Team room or a Zoom room appliance in it, but at 9 a.m. you're walking in with your laptop and you need to conduct a WebEx call, let's say. With Smart, we have a very powerful way where you can hit our live preview button and you'll see real time all the different live video feeds that are connected to your smart board. When you plug in your laptop with cables, with a USB cable or and a video cable, it will live pop up for you. And you just tap on the one that's yours. And not only will we pass along touch, but the smart board acts as a USB hub that will pass along any UVC peripheral that are plugged into it, like the full studio line from Poly, that will let you be able to lend that device to that computer for the moment to conduct your conferences. What that means is no unplugging, replugging that technology, and no more required being stuck on only one particular platform to conduct your calls. You truly can address both bring your own device and appliance-based calls at the same time. Smart also has the option for contactless. All of our 6000 and 7000 series displays have built-in proximity sensors. We have rich IoT sensors that provide a whole host of information, including ambient light. But probably our most popular is our proximity sensors, that your system can wake up a motion to a welcome screen that you can customize for your users. And in regards to that, likewise, when a person leaves the room, it like a sunset turns off for you, and like a sunrise rises when it sees motion. So very simple and configurable for you to be able to utilize. When we take that concept and couple it with Smart's built-in wireless present capabilities of being an authorized Miracast, AirPlay, and Google Cast receiver, so no app required, and you can wirelessly present up to 4 devices at once. You truly can have a wireless, contactless strategy for having your knowledge workers just walk in and have an ad hoc space to instantly work upon your information. And Smart additionally, of course, offers the ability to do more with that material, to do markup and digital collaboration as well. That's exactly what we do when we're in call. We can do more with content. We take your content and move it to kind of an on steroids experience where your knowledge workers could do more. So whether that's working on mapping or any program, we work beyond Windows. We work beyond the device. We work beyond the program. So you really can have the most universal markup experience that you can accomplish. And so not only can the far end be in sync with you, but you also can really be able to work on the programs you want to and save natively, and then be able to share those results that you'd like to. Smart also has created a unique experience called Teamworks, which is an option that you can choose that lets you launch multiple one-tap join experiences at once. And what that offers is that pain-free meeting start, where you can really launch up to 9 of our top web conferencing platforms like GoToMeeting, Teams, Zoom, WebEx, Pexip, a whole host of options for how you can actually work across this capability. And once you're in the call, we really change that participants really feel like contributors. So not only can we share multiple screens at once to the far end, but we also have the ability to be able to do connected whiteboarding, which really can really democratize contribution in a session. And then at the end of your meeting, you really can save and send your results of your session. So you have got broad consensus and address the misunderstandings that you might be having in the current meeting environment that you have. What is connected whiteboarding? Well, connected whiteboarding is the ability to be able to not only connect multiple rooms, but for devices for free, whether that's a phone, a tablet, or a PC, where you can really all have the capability of sharing content within that canvas, be able to move and manipulate, be able to do markup and review, and truly work on your documents simultaneously, where you can all be on the same page, and then at the end of that session, be able to instantly send that material out to either your favorite cloud service or email it out to the attendees. And lastly, to truly address all spaces for a return to work, you really need a strategy on how to be able to manage that securely. And Smart has built into that not only our IoT sensors that you get tremendous amount of intelligent context of what's happening in the space. We provide you a tool called Smart Remote Management that lets you have a full dashboard of rich reporting, as well as a device health of your system. We couple that with an automatic over-the-air update approach. So your system is just like a Tesla. It continues to get updated and works just perfectly with the rest of your environment. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Nick Miller to walk you through some of the most powerful audio and video innovations that Poly's really brought and how that really pairs with this type of environment. Over to you, Nick.
Find my mute button there, sorry. Thanks, Fraser. As you've heard, we find ourselves in a new world where there is really an unprecedented disruption to all of our work practices and places. And in this next normal, maintaining engagement is critical. It means higher employee satisfaction, higher productivity, and lower turnover. Of course, keeping users fully engaged has always been difficult. Research shows that a third of workers are always or very often distracted, whether at the office or at home. And when a user gets off task, it can take up to 23 minutes to get back on. That's a big impact for productivity. And of course, one must also consider all the newly fully remote workers who might remain 100% remote or transition to be flexible or hybrid workers as things shake out with the pandemic. It is critical that they continue to feel engaged and connected to their now very virtual teams. Remote workers have, of course, always struggled with both isolation and simply even collaborating or communicating virtually. Making the increased number of remote and hybrid workers feel connected will be central to their happiness and their level of engagement. And ensuring engagement in this new work environment will be critical to ensure that maximum connection between workers and their virtual teams. Fraser, if you don't mind. Thank you, sir. That's, of course, no easy task, for users are quite unique. Everybody has their own requirements or preferences in terms of the ways they like to work and the tools they like to use. Many users may move across different modalities based on their role and work arrangements as well. So how do you define communication solutions that work for all of those unique requirements in what is also likely a multi-vendor environment? I'm confident that many of you on the call might agree with these statistics. 84% of companies use 2 or more video conferencing solutions between what they may have purchased themselves and what they use when their primary customers or business partners schedule meetings they attend. 20% of enterprises report using 5 or more platforms. It's quite an ask, and even though it may appear difficult, when companies get it right and can align the tools and endpoints with the work styles of users and the many platforms they may end up on, 68% of those companies have seen increased productivity. That's worth the effort to figure it out. And as you've seen earlier in today's webinar from Fraser, that's a solution that can be done from Smart and Poly. Go ahead, Fraser. Thanks. Poly solutions in particular are designed to optimize the last hop of the experience, if you will. You can have the best collaboration tools and platforms, but if your collaborators can't hear you clearly or you can't hear them, distractions abound, engagement goes down, and productivity suffers. Poly provides consistent, high-quality audio and video experiences, regardless of the conferencing vendor or the Poly device, giving users the confidence that no matter where or how they work, they can remain focused and engaged. This simplicity and consistency of experience drives adoption of our solutions and users' productivity. Poly's innovations are experience-driven, designed to maximize the experience for the near and the far end. With the power of Poly's noise block AI and acoustic fence technologies in our voice and video products, and the active and passive noise cancellation features in our headsets, distracting noise can be blocked out so meeting attendees can focus on the conversation instead of the distraction. Our beamforming microphones and legendary audio also ensure that a consistent, high-quality audio experience is available for all meeting participants. Now, Fraser is going to take us into a short demonstration video from my colleague, Bob Knopf, that'll show off the capabilities of Poly's acoustic fence technology.
Well, actually, this is one of the things I wanted to demonstrate for you. This is called Noise Block AI. From time to time, we have unwanted noise creep into the conference room or to your home office. It may not be a vacuum cleaner, but it could be HVAC noise. It might be an emergency vehicle zipping by the window. So Poly's introduced some technology called Noise Block AI that will block that unwanted noise from getting into the call, but still allowing your voice to be transmitted clearly. So let me go ahead and activate that through the web interface. Noise Block AI is now activated. You should hear my voice clearly, and the vacuum cleaner, that noise should have gone away almost completely. This can be used for all sorts of noises in all different types of environments. Just one of the cool features that Poly's introduced to the Studio X family and G7500 Thanks for your time today, and please visit us at poly.com.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Fraser. So video, of course, is also a focus. Users should get great video performance and consistent experience in every room or home office, no matter the conferencing service being used. Accordingly, Poly solutions are designed to deliver an elevated experience with almost any conferencing service solution. It starts with intelligence in the device itself that delivers automatic speaker tracking and group framing options to ensure everyone is seen, even from the edges of the room. This increases the confidence of users that they can be seen on video without having to closely manage their endpoint. It also increases engagement for the far end participants by delivering an experience that helps them feel that they are part of the conversation in the room. Poly even offers conversation mode, which simplifies the experience by framing the two active speakers in a room in a single view. In addition, Poly technology provides smooth transitions that follow the speakers and the conversation seamlessly instead of the choppy transitions that video solutions from other vendors might introduce. Now, Fraser is again going to take us into a short demo video for this newest presenter tracking technology that Poly has introduced, which is perfect for instructors and educators or home office users that want to get up and pace a little in a meeting. Go ahead, Fraser.
Let's take a look at the presenter tracking feature on Poly Studio. So I'm in a classroom. I have students in the class here with me and others also on the far end over video. Now, as an instructor, when I'm on video, sometimes I get concerned that I'm not being seen, either if I don't have a tracking camera in the room with me, or I'm concerned that it's tracking too slow. I might feel like I have to stay nailed down in my chair the whole time. This is the great thing about Poly Studio. I've got the freedom to know that I can get up and move around the classroom and always still be seen on video. Maybe I want to come over here and start writing on this whiteboard, or maybe I want to come over here to my interactive virtual whiteboard here, or I want to share some content. The great thing is, no matter whether I'm sharing content, I want to write on a whiteboard, or I just want to get up and pace a little bit while I'm instructing, I can be confident knowing that I'm always seen on video, always in the center of the screen at all times, and my face isn't getting lost as I'm walking around the room.
Fraser. So just picking it back up again here. Let's turn our attention for a moment from the users in the room to those that support them. So Poly's end-to-end portfolio also offers end-to-end centralized management capabilities, giving IT departments the ability to easily stage, deploy, and maintain Poly solutions. This ensures they can drive consistency in design and configuration, streamline deployment with zero-touch provisioning, and maintain and monitor equipment investments. It's simple to ensure deployed devices stay on the latest version of software or firmware, and then therefore are able to deliver the best experience to users while minimizing support costs. Go ahead, Fraser. Overall, Poly provides an end-to-end portfolio of devices that easily integrate with devices from our partner Smart, that meet the needs of any work style or workspace with the flexibility to work across a plethora of cloud-based video conferencing and voice vendors. Ultimately, this leads to the greatest possible investment protection. So when the tools change, even if those tools change on the fly, meeting to meeting, the investment in devices does not have to. And all these solutions can be managed centrally, making them easy to deploy and support. For the largest enterprises, Poly Global Services are also available to provide managed support and service options to help them meet and provide the best experience for users. So Fraser, I'll hand it back to you right here.
Thanks, Nick. Really appreciate it. So if you like what you're hearing today and that joint testing that Poly and Smart have done together, both on the hardware side that you can truly choose any of the Smart Pro Series panels and be able to take advantage of that standards-based USB capabilities of the powerful audio and video innovations that Poly has done, you can truly be able to outfit not only tomorrow's conference rooms for return to work strategies, but also really unlock the open zones of how you can really do ad hoc spaces. In fact, I'm a big fan of the acoustic fence technology that Poly's really accomplished for be able to really find an open zone area where you can really set a boundary of where the interactive zone is. It's perfect for a product like Smart where you're having more intimate, highly collaborative sessions. I believe the statistic is that 80% of meetings are 4 people or less, and that's where you really accomplish a great deal of that tacit problem-solving areas for those kind of meetings. So if you like what you're hearing today and you want to take this to the next level, please feel free to book a virtual session. So you can get your own live demonstration throughout the world with Smart, where you can actually see this innovation and these capabilities of how you can really unlock your spaces further and be able to truly be able to understand how this might fit in your organization. So with that, I also wanted to introduce both Rick English for any of the folks here from the US that would like to be able to reach out directly to coordinate that. I have Rick English on the phone or on the line that is prepared to help you. And any of the folks from Canada, Ren Strymer will also be able to help you. So feel free to grab those email addresses. And at this time, we'll open for questions.